Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I have the little Hubsan Zino Mini Pro with me again today. I was out the other day out at Lucky Peak Reservoir, and I did a video with this guy after that latest firmware update, version 1.3.5. And one of the things that update did was it added 48 megapixel shooting to the drone. And while I was out there, I was having so much fun flying the drone around, I forgot I didn't try to take any pictures. So today I'm at Kleiner Park in Meridian, and there are some interesting things here to shoot and take some pictures of. So we're gonna put the little drone up in the air. We're not gonna take a lot of video, we'll take some, so mostly you'll see a screen recording of the flight, but we're gonna stop at some various landmarks and try out some pictures with this guy, and we'll see what those 48 megapixel pictures look like. And then we will do a little bit of video too. It's always fun to just kind of tour around the park, but it's a crisp, clear, cold morning in Idaho today. So yeah, it's just a good time to put the little drone up in the air and look around at the park a little bit. So give me just a second and we'll get this bird in the air. Okay, we got everything fired up. We're in ADDI mode here, where we got something going on with my mobile device. I think part of the problem is when you put it in this holder, it kind of presses the buttons on the side of the phone here. So, hey, okay, so I've got everything fired up here. We've got the drone started, the controller started, and the app fired up. So let's enter device. And it'll take it just a second here, and we should get an FPV. Well, we won't get an FPV feed. I always forgot about on this one. It doesn't until you take off. And it's asking for a compass calibration, so we'll do that real quick. Okay, so we had a successful calibration there, and the drone is reorienting itself and picking up satellites again. It's telling us ready to fly. Let's go into that safety menu real quick, and we'll take a look at that. And of course it talks about that most recent firmware update and the 48 megapixel shooting that we're going to try today, and it improves daylight dynamic range and quality, so that's a good thing. But what we're looking at is, I don't know, it always says that optical flow state low quality, so I think that's because it's sitting on the pad there, but all the calibrations are normal. So it's telling us everything is normal, so we're good to go there. So let's get out of that, and let's see, we can't look at any of our camera settings until we take off, so I'd say that we better take off here. So we're going to do that on the let's just do an auto takeoff on the app here. So taking off now. So there's that little drone, looking good. Let's spin it around here and let you take a look at it. And then we'll do a droney out over the park. This thing is, this is the most stable drone, I believe, that Hubsan has ever produced. So let's see, I am looking for a spot here that we can kind of do a little bit of a droney. So I'm going to move the drone around here just a little bit because we're going to want to gain altitude fast. We've got some trees here and so forth. So yeah, we're not recording. Let me switch into video. And we should already be set on 4K 30. Well, we can go check on that real quick. Video bitrate is 100, that's fine. Resolution's 4K 30, so that's good. Clicking on the three dots. I am going to leave everything as it is there. Yeah, so we're good to go here. So let's go ahead. Let's get out of that and let's start recording. Sorry about the delay. I'm going to drop that gimbal down just a little bit, and a little too far there. Okay, reversing up now, reverse and up, reverse and up. And I'm getting some altitude pretty quick here to make sure we get on top of all these trees. There we go. And here we are at Kleiner Park is where we're at here. There's some folks down there playing disc golf already, and see some people out walking and so forth. But here is the large pond, and I thought that might be one of our first opportunities to take some pictures. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the sun at our back here. We've, you know, as you can tell, we got the winter sun here is awful low. So we're going to turn around here. Let's turn this drone around, and we'll see if we can get kind of a shot of the pond here, and maybe these fountains. We're going to take a bunch of pictures here, folks. So yeah, looks to me like I need to back it up here a little bit first, and let's stop recording here, and we're going to go into that picture menu right now, and let's take a look. Let's switch it into picture mode, and let's click on that menu again, the three little lines there, and 48 megapixel shooting. Let's see, we're in JPEG single shot. We're going to turn on 48 megapixel shooting so we can get the best quality that we can. And yeah, let's drop this guy down and bring it in just a little. We're going to get down low here and get a picture of the fountain. So let's start with this one right here. There's a shot. And I noticed it took it a second to think about that. So let's move the drone around just a little and forward, and we'll take another. Let's get down just a little more, get centered on that fountain. And we're going to take another picture. Boom. Let's move in on that guy a little bit. We don't want to get too close, but we want to get close enough that we might be able to get a good picture of it. And get centered again. I'm going to get a little bit lower. We can get closer than that. We want to get fairly close here. Get a little lower. That's probably good enough. Let's take another picture. Boom. That should look pretty good. Then let's look around here a little bit. I thought I saw a fisherman here earlier, but let's just take a picture of the kind of the main patio area of the park here. That's right by the pick up the gimbal a little bit and kind of get a little bit of that rule of thirds. Let's get a shot of that. We've got the sun kind of behind us, and Julius Kleiner right in the center of that picture, his statue there. Yeah, okay, so I'm kind of anxious to see how these look. You guys will already kind of know a little bit. I will not have seen them yet. So then we got this sculpture over here. I think we ought to take a picture of that guy. So let's move over and take a look at this sculpture. And I think I can kind of get a good shot of it. Keep the drone over the little pond here. And let's lower down a little bit. Let's look up at that guy and grab a picture. These sculptures are actually, evidently there was a bridge on this property at one point, and the sculptures here were made of from the metal that was used in that bridge. So let's move over the top of it here and get a little closer, and then we'll take another picture of that. So you can see here we're, well, I guess we're about 23 meters high, so looks like we're centered on it there. Let's take another picture. And boom, that looks good. And then what you're seeing there is it's kind of a band shell. So the lighting won't be that great, but let's see if we can get on the other side of that. And we'll take a picture of that guy too. Well, you know what? While we're at it, let's see if we can get a straight down shot of the sculpture here. What do you think? That might look kind of cool. Let's try that out. Okay, I got the camera pointed straight down, and I'm going to try and move. Let me put it in film mode here. We're in normal. We'll put it in film mode so we can move a little slower. And get right over the top of this guy. That's kind of a cool shot, isn't it? Okay, I think we should even get a little lower. What do you think? We can drop it down a little bit because we can see right where we're at here. Wow, this looks cool. Okay, so I'm gonna rotate around just a little and move to the side just a little. Whoops, sorry, not that side. The other side. I'm going to try and get centered right up on it here. That's pretty close, I'd say. Man, I think we can drop a little more altitude too. Okay, close enough. I'm not that brave. There we go. There's a picture. We'll see how that looks, huh? Okay, let's gain some altitude again. I'm a little nervous. Pick up that camera. And then, wow, now there's an interesting picture because we got the shadow on the top of the band shell. Oh, take a look at that. Okay, we got to get a picture of that. The shadow of the sculpture on top of the band shell. See? Gosh darn, we just about missed it. Okay, I'm going to get up here and take another look, and then I'm going to see if I can get you a picture of the front of the band shell. Now, the lighting won't be ideal because we'll be kind of looking into the sun. So, but anyway, we'll give it a shot here. And I don't, because there's a hill behind me, I'm not going to get too low here, but there's that band shell, and they had to erect that little, I don't know, curtain or whatever you want to call it to give shade there, because as you can imagine, in the summertime, the sun, it faces west, and when the sun sets, the people in that band shell are looking right into the sun. But anyway, there's a picture of that. Okay, let's pick up that camera. Gosh, we're at 69% battery. We got plenty of battery here. Let's go back over the pond, and let's take a picture kind of facing into the sun and just see what it looks like, right? That way we can compare. We'll go out over the pond here, and I'm still in film mode, so that's why we're moving slow. Let's put it in normal so we can get out there. And let's drop some altitude here as we go. Slow down, drop some altitude. Let's get right on that fountain there. These are, you know, this is one of the things that's cool about a drone is it's the only way you can get these kind of shots, right? Okay, let me grab some altitude, and I'm going to spin around to the other side of this guy and see if we can't let's see if we can get a top-down shot, just kind of like we did. And look at how much better that looks now that we have the sun at our back a little bit too. So let's get a shot right here. Drop it down just a little. That's moving close. Heck, we should be able to get a good shot here. So, you know, like, again, how else would you get this shot? There's a picture. So let's move up again, and what I want to do now is, and we're going to go back into film mode. We're in film mode, and I want to move directly over the top of it, just like we did at the on the sculpture. And let's see what kind of a picture we can get of this guy. Now, is that cool or what? That looks pretty cool to me. Okay, so yeah, I've got the cameras pointed straight down. There's a picture. I love this kind of stuff. Okay, let's quit messing around. I'm going to go straight up here because I definitely want to get some altitude. Altitude is your friend. Let's pick that camera back up. And there's another sculpture on the other side of the park here that we need to take a look at. Well, shoot, this is probably a pretty good picture here. This is that is my car, the one on the left there. That is my car, and then I'm standing. You can see me standing in the distance there. Let's take a quick picture there. Okay, so I'm going to move around, and gosh, I don't know if the sun will probably be just wrong for what I want to do here, but see that that little circle right out there. Go back into normal mode, and so we can get there real quick. And gosh, I think, although I can get a picture from the other side of it, so that's what we'll do. So grab a little altitude here, and we're going to go over on the other side and see if we can get a picture of this. You know what? First, we're gonna do that straight down shot, because this has a labyrinth on it. This little sculpture, it's the same kind of sculpture as we saw earlier, but yeah, you can see a labyrinth here. So let me see if I can point the camera straight down. So we need to grab some altitude so you can see it all. Point the camera straight down, and let me move around kind of in the front of it here. We'll kind of get centered on it. And you can see that labyrinth, and boy, that shadow looks cool, doesn't it? So I'm going to back up just a tad, and there's a picture. Okay, so I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm seeing something kind of interesting here with that shadow. That's one of the things about the winter sun, that it does make for some interesting shadows. So we're going to get a picture on this side of it, and then we'll go around the other way. We'll get on the other side and get a picture with the sun behind us. But look at that shadow. That's pretty cool. So there's another 48 megapixel picture, and we'll see how that looks. And let's move to the other side of this guy and see if we can get some pictures with the sun behind us and see how it looks. So we're just gonna do a kind of a manual circle around here. And you know what? Look at that. That looks pretty cool, because you can kind of see the whole shadow there, huh? Okay, there's a picture. Wow, I like that really well. Okay. And then we'll get around on this side and we'll pick the camera up. We'll pick it up just a little, and we'll lose some altitude. So let me get behind it here. And let's drop a little more altitude. Well, you know what? So you can't see much of the shadow there, so we need to move to the side a little bit, don't we? There, I like that real well. Okay, there's a picture. Okay, let's maybe we can get kind of a close-up of this guy too. That might be kind of fun. Let's drop down and see if we can get a little closer look at it. And you know, we want to avoid those trees there, but we should be able to come down just a little, pick that camera up, and there's a picture of that sculpture, and that looks pretty good with that shadow there as well. The low winter sun is good for something. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into video mode. We're going to start some video, and we're going to make our way back and bring this guy in for a landing. Let's go over the top here, and right here down below here you can see another one of those sculptures, kind of the same thing, and a smaller pond. And this is a veterans memorial here. Right there, and I've shown you that before. That's kind of a cool thing, right next to the senior center. So I'm not going to take a picture of that sculpture because we've kind of taken a few sculpture pictures already, but yeah, just kind of get a look at how it's looking here. And this is kind of the central mall here, and there's somebody walking there, so we're not going to go over that, but that's kind of where everybody walks. You know, good place to walk. So we're gonna pick up that camera just a little so you can get a little better view of the horizon as well. So there we are. I'm standing right there. I'm going to do put it into return to home, and we're gonna see if we can get a precision landing. Why? Just for the fun of it.
Return to home.
So the drone took that command, and we're higher than the return to home altitude, and I'm dropping the gimbal down here as we go. You can see me standing there. And let's see if it finds the pad here. I'm going to get out of the way of the GoPro camera, and you should be able to see it on the GoPro here. Looks pretty darn close. Yeah, searching for apron, it says. I won't, yeah, look at it, found it there. Yeah, it liked that, so I'm not gonna let it mow the grass here. But it looks like it's gonna get it, so we'll see. It's looking, it picked up the camera, and it's coming straight down. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit off. Yeah, we mowed a little bit of grass there, but we did all right. Okay, and so it shut down recording, which I like.
It will turn on automatically after the aircraft takes off.
Okay, let me get this all shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. So here's my GoPro Hero 10. It looks like it's recording. Look at the red light beeping. You can see me on the screen, but you know what? It's not. It's all locked up. I can push buttons and it will do nothing. So let me hit the button here to turn it off. No reaction. Let me hit the button here to, well, that was the button to stop recording. Here's the button to turn it off. Nothing. Yeah, it's frozen. And the only thing you can do then is do a hard boot. You got to take it out, pull the battery out, and shut it down. Unacceptable, GoPro. Okay, since the GoPro froze up, we'll just use a little bit of footage here on our conclusion. So, you know, this thing took pretty good pictures, I think. Those 48 megapixel stills look pretty good. However, looking at the video that we took today, I still see some jello and problems with the video on this drone. The drone flew great, flew fine. I have no complaints there. I just wish we could get the video at the state that it should be for a drone in this price point, and for that oversized sensor that Hubsan featured on this particular product. So anyway, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I absolutely do appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. Bye now. Thanks.